I'm really excited to give you guys an update on my running and my house. I am out for a beautiful run. I am going to give you guys a quick update because things have been happening so quickly with me that I haven't been able to post a video for a while, and I want to let you know what's happening. I was hit really hard by my friend's death, and I ended up having a lot of out-of-town guests who came to visit for the funeral, and it really made an impression on me. And in fact, I think it's being used in my life to galvanize me about a number of different things, including figuring out what really matters to me. And I'm out here, it's a beautiful evening. You can hear all the animals out here chirping, and I'm all sweaty. I've been reflecting on some important things. But as I've been dealing with the loss of my friend, there are two things that have really impacted me over the couple weeks that I've been working through this. And the first is the idea that if your primary reason is to gain approval from other people, it will end up failing. Oh, there's some dogs. I'll have to pick this up. So those friendly neighborhood dogs are doing their job and letting everyone know that a runner is coming through. But one of the things that I've been thinking about so much is realizing that in times of my life where I'm highly motivated by getting approval from other people, whatever I put my hand to inevitably fails. Because when I fail to gain the approval that I'm seeking, or when that moment is past and I'm going back to just my own internal motivations, everything fizzles out, and then I lose steam and I lose momentum. And so if I'm trying to run a marathon because I want other people to approve of me, or if I'm trying to get my house cleaned up because I want other people to approve of me, eventually, probably, I'll fail. And I will do it for reasons that exhaust me and don't energize me. Which leads me to the next realization, and that is that I really have to know what my why is for any big undertaking in my life, whether that's something fitness related, like running a marathon, or the house, or honestly anything else. Because if I don't know what my why is, then I have the same problem, it fizzles out. And so the last couple weeks have really driven home to me that my why for so many of the things that are important to me are relationships and people that I love. And the loss of my dear friend really brings that home, and that I want to be able to spend the time that I have in this world focusing on people. And as I was out running the other day, I had this vision, and it was of my own tombstone, actually, my own gravestone. And on it, it said, "She worked really hard moving her crap around." And I realized that's not what I want my life's legacy to be. I don't want my life's legacy to be that I spent a lot of time moving stuff from one room of my house to another room. I want my legacy to be spending time with my family and my friends and my children. And I found myself recently, because my very beloved grandmother has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, on a couple of occasions trying to plan a visit to go see her and spend time with her. And then I found myself coming up with excuses because I needed to clean my house. My house was dirty, and mentally I thought to myself, I can't go this Sunday. I need this Sunday to clean the kitchen or to do the dishes or to get this job done around the house. And I'm suddenly struck by the fact that our time with our loved ones is precious. I want to be able to say yes to every chance to be with people that I love. I want to say yes to every opportunity to do activities with my children. I want to be one of the moms who says, yes, we can do that. We can go tubing on the river. We can go visit with friends. We can go do fun things. Instead of the mom who says, no, we need to stay home and get the house clean, which there have been many times in my life that that's the mom that I've been. And I want to change all that. My youngest 2 kids are still young enough that I can make changes that will impact them. And so finding my why is making it so clear to me why I'm doing the things that I'm doing and why those things are important to me. And even in terms of running the marathon, knowing that my why has to do with prioritizing my physical and mental well-being and demonstrating that and modeling it for my kids, for my girls especially, is important to me, is valuable, and letting them know that prioritizing your own physical health matters. I'm going to show you guys a beautiful shot of the sunset that we have here right now. It's amazing. Oh, it's hard to make it show on a camera, but it is so beautiful over there in the west. Oh, and the camera does not do it justice. But I have a beautiful sunset that I get to look at when I come run up here, and that just also reminds me that part of my why is to enjoy this world, to enjoy nature, to enjoy beauty, to enjoy physicality and getting out here. And I'm really excited to report an update on both my running and my house. I am so excited to tell you that I definitely had a breakthrough. I found out that for my friend's funeral, a bunch of mutual friends were flying into town. And there were 4 of us who had been really close when we were growing up. And of those 4, only 2 of us remained local, me and my friend who passed away. And the other 2 friends in our quadrangle, 4 Musketeers, live far away in St. Louis and in Nashville. And when they were taking the time to make the trip here for the funeral, both of them wanted to come and visit me at my house that neither one of them have seen, because I've only been there for a little over a year now. And so I was terrified. And that brings me to my 3rd lesson that I really learned this week, and that is that in certain times in your life, it's time to ask for help. And I did. I went ahead and I went out to my local Facebook community group, and I put out a plea for help, and I said, hey, I need somebody to come help me for a couple of days, because when my friends come from out of town and they come to my home, I want to be able to welcome them there. I want to show hospitality. I want to make it be about them and not me, and I want our focus to be on our relationships and not the clutter. And I really badly wanted for them to be able to come to my home and to visit, and I knew that I did not need to seek their approval. I knew that they loved me. I joked with one of them that my housekeeping skills were still bad, and my one friend said, we've been friends for 30 years. It doesn't bother me if you have a messy house. I just love you for who you are. And that let me know that it was much more important for me to offer hospitality to my friends as we were grieving the loss of our mutual friend than it was for me to put my pride about my house first. And so in my Facebook community, a local woman wrote me right back and said, yes, I like to help people. I can come over. And so she came over for about a day and a half before the funeral, and she helped me to create several clean and tidy spaces that weren't perfect and were not decorated, but they were clean, and to have seating so that people could come into my home, and to donate a bunch more items that I had brought from the other house, things that I just hadn't been ready to get rid of a month ago, but after this loss, I was suddenly ready to get rid of. And so we cleared out space, and my friends came over, and we were able to sit together, and we shared a bottle of wine, and we shared stories, and we swapped tales of our middle school adventures with our friend who is gone, and we cried together, and the focus was on the relationships and not the clutter. And so getting some help for a couple days was a big, important step for me. It was embarrassing. It was scary. I was afraid to have her come to my house. But you know what? She was accepting and she was kind. It gave me the push that I needed to be able to open my home, which was terrifying for me, but necessary. And it took the death of a beloved friend to see that I want to prioritize relationships in my life and not clutter and not things. And so this past couple of weeks has been filled with so much progress. I continue running. It's been a wonderful outlet for me. I'm making progress on my marathon journey, and I'm making progress on my house marathon as well. And I feel like I've been learning so many lessons together, and I want to share them with you guys. And thank you for bearing with me as I give you kind of an ad hoc update. I love you guys, and let me know how you are doing in your marathon journeys. How are you coping? Are you able to get out there and do any exercise? How are things going in terms of letting things go in your house? Have any of you experienced the death of a loved one that has catalyzed you to want to let go of more stuff so that you can prioritize the people in your life instead of the things, like what's happened with me? Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel a lot. And thanks for hanging in there with me. Stick with me, and we'll see where we go with this.